Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
An application for extension of time in order to file a preliminary objection in the case instituted by Prince Oyowoli'S Emiko against Prince Shola Emiko, now Ogiame Atuwashe III, Olu of Warri, and several others, was last week granted by Justice Brickins Okolosi of the Delta State High Court II in Asaba, the state capital. The preliminary objection is being filed by lawyers to the first defendant, Prince Shola Emiko, challenging the jurisdiction of the court to hear the matter which they say had earlier been discontinued. In the suit brought by Prince Oyowoli'S Emiko, he is challenging the selection of Prince Shola Emiko and his eventual coronation as Ogiame Atuwashe III, Olu of Warri. He is also asking the court to compel the Ologbosere of Warri Kingdom, Chief Ayiri Emami, to announce him as Olu designate and go ahead to crown him as Olu of Warri. In December 2020, when the 20th Olu of Warri Kingdom, Ogiame Ikenwole I, surprisingly joined his ancestors, Warri Kingdom had to commence the search for his replacement. Though Chief Ayiri Emami, the Ologbosere of Warri, whose job it was to midwife the selection process, insisted on adherence to the 1979 edict, some other chiefs, including the Iyashere of Warri Kingdom, Chief Johnson and Mashenulege, were determined to move past the 1979 edict, which is described as a traditional fraud.
Some group of persons use their influence to do that edit for their selfish interest so that they can have authority over Ishekiri.
On the 5th of April 2021, after the controversial suspension of Chief Ayiri Emami as Ologbosere of Warri Kingdom, Chief Johnson and Mashenulege announced Prince Shola Emiko as Olu designate. On the 21st of August 2021, he was formally crowned Olu of Warri. According to one of the kingmakers and Oshodi of Warri Kingdom, Chief Isaac Jemide, who passed on in December of 2021, the obvious and natural choice was Prince Oyowoli'S Emiko.
According to the law, the first choice of the king who should be a son of Ikenwole, but they were not taken into consideration.
So it was no surprise, therefore, that Prince Oyowoli'S Emiko, who almost resorted to self-help to declare himself Olu designate, decided alongside one of his uncles, Prince Bernard Emiko, to approach a court in Delta State in their attempt to unseat Ogiame Atuwashe III. The court process was on when a peace committee, led by the former president of Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Pastor Oyowoli'S Jafo, proposed a reconciliatory peace meeting scheduled for the 16th of April 2023 in the palace of the Olu of Warri. In pursuance of that peace process, Prince Oyowoli'S Emiko was prevailed upon to withdraw his case from court. In the same vein, the Warri Council of Chiefs, who had accused Chief Ayiri Emami of theft of royal crowns and beads and sued him, also withdrew their case from court. On the 16th of April 2023, contrary to the expectations of most people, the peace process ended in a fiasco, as the Olu of Warri, Ogiame Atuwashe III, came up short on the agreements earlier reached. The failure of the peace process led Prince Oyowoli to reinstitute his case at the High Court in Asaba. However, before the case could commence, lawyers to the Olu of Warri filed a preliminary objection stating that the court lacked the jurisdiction to entertain the matter. When the matter came up for hearing in February 2024, Chief Emmanuel Uti, who is counsel to Chief Ayiri Emami, argued that the first defendant filed his preliminary objection outside the stipulated time and as such should be struck out. Last week, Justice Okolosi granted an extension of time for the first defendant to file his preliminary objection on the grounds that the suit was filed before the coming into force of the Administration of Civil Justice Law in Delta State 2022, as well as the fact that the court was not just going to dismiss the preliminary objection solely based on technicalities. Barrister Ame Oriaki and Barrister John Okoriko are both lawyers for the first defendant and claimant, respectively.
This preliminary objection has been a much dreaded by the claimant, but the court has resolved today that it will be heard. When that preliminary objection is heard, the court will rule one way or the other. If the court holds that the preliminary objection is well taken, that's the end of the case. If the court holds otherwise, that the preliminary objection is not worth taking before we can go into the hearing of the merits of the case.
We intend to put in all our papers before the next adjourned date. We'll take the argument and thereafter we'll leave the rest to the court.
Justice Okolosi, however, adjourned the matter to the 22nd of May 2024 for hearing of the notice of preliminary objection. It will be recorded that all the controversies and crises that greeted the selection, coronation, and indeed the reign so far of Ugame Atuashe III have been as a result of the Chieftaincy Edict of 1979. As the late Chief Isaac Jemide told Inside the Niger Delta in 2021, all the crises would have been avoided if Ugame Atuashe II, the late 19th Olu of Warri and father of the current Olu of Warri, had taken steps to amend the edict.
This edict would have been amended. The father knew. He was a lawyer. He knew that this law says the mother must be Shekiri. And he knew too that the mother is Yoruba. So he would have amended, take steps to amend this thing easily. And nobody would have quarreled with it.
When Inside the Niger Delta reminded Chief Jemide of a proclamation by Ugame Atuashe II about adding Yoruba as one of the tribes and intending Olu's mother must come from, he reacted this way.
You cannot make a proclamation which amends the law. It's personal opinion. You cannot amend an edict. There's a due process for amending a law. The people who do the law, you go back to them. You know, it's a government instrument. If you go to court, will that be a defense? No.
As the legal battles continue over the Olu of Warri stool, it might not be out of place for contending parties who almost achieved peace and reconciliation in April 2023 to return to the discussion table and give peace another chance so that Warri Kingdom can once again return to its united and peaceful state.
Inside the Niger Delta,